Hello students. So today's video is all about the process of learning and why do you need to understand the process of learning as a trainer. This is important for you to understand because as a trainer it is important that how your trainees learn and accordingly and what are the different ways, different modes of learning so that you can use your training or develop your training methodology according to their learning abilities. So in this first of all we are going to study about the definition which has come from Martin Solomon in 2004, where he talks about learning is the process by which a person constructs knowledge, skills and capabilities. And it is also a relatively permanent change process and always refers to some systematic change in behavioral disposition that occurs as a consequence of experience in some situation over a period of time. Learning is at the heart of training and development. So, if you go through these sentences, there are some catchwords which you should focus on. First of all, learning is a process. That is, it is a continuous, or you can say it's a systematic way of. There is a certain process. It has some inputs, some and outputs also, and through this, the person is able to develop certain knowledge, skills, and capabilities. And it's a relatively, unless and until there is a permanent change, you do not say that learning has happened. And this permanent change should be in your behavioral disposition, and it happens through the experience that you have over a period of time. And learning is at the heart of training and development. That is why nowadays training and development function is also known as learning and development. So when we talk about learning in present day, we say that it's the survival of the fittest. You have to be continuously in the process of learning because those who learn more, they are more able to survive in today's tough competitive world. If you don't learn, you stagnate. And we also talk about the concept of continuing education. So you cannot say that once you complete your MBA, your education is complete. It might be, you might be going for further certification courses, a PhD, or maybe some other, diploma, etc. And nowadays, we find that a lot of training is based on computers, like emergence of computer-based training is there. And learning helps in promoting social interactions. That is, you discuss when there is a learning environment, be it informal or informal. You get in touch with others, your peers. You learn from your peers. You learn from your trainers. You also impart learning to others in your social interactions. So when we try to understand learning, we say that learning is a universal phenomenon. Everybody, right, all across all the species, even the animals, they are also in the continuous phase of learning. If you look at the several psychological experiments that have been conducted to come up with theories of learning, most of them had been conducted on animals like pigeon, rats, rabbits, it's a dog. So that justifies it, and learning is a lifelong pursuit. So if one grows old, it doesn't mean that learning stops. We find our your grandparents, they would be learning how to use social media, learning under formal and informal condition. Formal is when you are, there's a formal setting, there is a trainer, there's a classroom, there's a proper structure of what is to be delivered. And informal condition is that is through your experiences from your peers. That is informal learning. You in organization, several projects are given, you're put on several roles and responsibilities, and you learn as part of being in those roles. And learning as a basis of an individual's behavior, that is how a person behaves depends upon what he has learned in the past or the basis of his experience. So learning is also an integrated process in an individual. So I don't say, for example, I wouldn't say that I learn from a particular source. Learning happens all across, and there is an amalgamation of ideas that come across from those experiences. And learning needs stimulation. For example, if I ask you to go and learn something, then you need to be motivated for that, and you need to be stimulated regarding what is the advantage of taking up a particular course or whatever. Then learning is an evolutionary process. Learning is also evolutionary, like it helps you grow, it helps you develop in terms of your knowledge, skills, expertise, and learning is a shared undertaking. That is, one cannot learn in isolation. You need to interact, you need to be present with others. And of course, it could be books also, it could be machines also, but then there has to be some kind of interaction. Okay, there are various components of learning. So the basic component is information, that is, you get to understand some basic data, facts and figures, and it could be, for example, demographic data, job specification. Nowadays we use a lot of analytics, so of course it all depends upon data. Then knowledge, dynamic and analytic understanding of theories, concepts, principles, and issues related to various topics that constitute part of the program content. For example, in your course on L&D, we've started with strategies for training, and then we also had different theories of learning, learning styles, etc. So it comprises of strategies, approaches to development, dynamics of human behavior, etc. Then we come to the skills and competency. Competency is an effective use of skills. For example, everyone knows driving. I mean, most of us know driving, but so you have the driving skills. But when do you say you have a competency for driving? That is when you don't have to see where you're going to park your car. In one go, you park your car, you know when to do what. I mean, that is competency. That is you do it wonderfully without any mistake. Knowledge of skills and competencies, when due to time constraint, not possible to include practical assignments, then familiarizing through a case study, in-basket exercise, business games, etc. So many times skills and competencies cannot be imparted right in the job. So you need to have simulation to provide them with the knowledge of those skills and competencies. Then the last and the most important aspect or component of learning is attitude and values, and these are the ones which are most difficult to impart. It is most difficult, the attitude of a person, it is most difficult to change or a person to learn. So with this we come to the end of this video. I will ask you to think of your encounters with learning today. We all learn in so many different ways. So just think that right from morning when you got up from your bed, what all did you learn? And the components which we had discussed in the previous slide. So what component of learning have you imbibed from these encounters? So is it related to your skill, competency, knowledge, behavior, attitude? So let me know, and then we'll discuss it in the next class. Thank you.